In the final stage of a job interview, the interviewer suddenly stares at you and asks, "Tell me, why should we choose you?" This is often the crucial moment that determines whether you can secure the opportunity. Most people make mistakes here. They mechanically repeat the skills on their resume or vaguely say that they are hardworking and good at communication. But others can say these general terms too. What truly impresses the interviewer is to storytize and quantify your ability. You can follow this structure: a specific predicament plus your unique solution plus quantifiable positive results. For example, when my previous company faced a customer churn crisis, I led a brand new after-sales follow-up system, which not only stabilized core customers but also brought a 15% increase in repeat purchases within 6 months. I bring not just experience, but a ready-made strategy that can be immediately applied to your company's growth challenges. What you need to do is not be to unlock their. When an interviewer casually asks, "What are your salary expectations?" they're not actually probing your personal desires, but rather conducting a risk assessment. A price too high might lead to immediate rejection. A price too low might leave you feeling undervalued after joining. The smart approach is to avoid that low number and respond with a value matching strategy. You could say something like, "My focus on salary is based on the tangible problems I can solve for the team. In my previous role, I reduced company costs by 20% by optimizing a process. If your company can set a salary range based on my actual contributions, I'd be very willing to discuss it further." The core message this conveys is simple: I am worth the price because I have the ability to immediately contribute and create value. There are three things you should never say in a job interview. First, don't say "I am nervous," because recruiters might think you lack confidence and are incapable of doing the job. Second, don't say anything negative about your previous employers, colleagues, or bosses. Otherwise, they might think the problem lies with you. Third, don't answer with perfectionism as your biggest weakness. When asked, "What is your biggest weakness?" When asked, "What is your biggest weakness?" you can say that you're not very good at public speaking. You'd be willing to try and improve. When asked, "Please introduce yourself" during an interview, a recommended template is as follows. First, thank the interviewer for the opportunity. Then, briefly introduce yourself and state that you are a hardworking and diligent person with the skills and qualities required for the position. Next, mention that in your past work experience, you often needed to work closely with teams, and that your relevant educational background allows you to quickly contribute to the team. You consider yourself a person who strives for excellence and has consistently received positive feedback from managers in your previous roles. If you are hired, you will give your all, exceed expectations, embrace change, and bring positive returns to the company. To avoid talking too much, the firstly point is to pay attention to the balance of the conversation. If the other person spends about 30 seconds sharing something, you should respond with roughly the same amount of time, not twice as long. The second point is to set a mental sentence limit for yourself. Usually 3 to 4 sentences are enough to clearly express your meaning, and if the other person wants to know more, they will naturally continue to ask questions. The third point is to observe the other person's reaction. If they start to time timer,